a little bit in on this clamp for these end grains. First off, this was all made out of 1/4" oak on this part here, and then I copied one of this, put this over here, and then I made this out of some 5/8" pine that was from the Plaques, and it has the slots on it, so it's a little bit thicker than the 1/4" plywood, and I wanted it to be a little bit longer. Then I edge glued a piece of just about 2.5 inches tall of the same material, which is 5/8 on the edge of it, so that made me a 90-degree bracket for the jaws of this slide in. And then I took the 1/4" pieces here with this new 90-degree piece and put it in here, and then it slides in here, so I made 2 sets of those. And that's my jaws that out in the shop, that's what I'm working on. And then right here is the cam action, and like I said, I downloaded this off of the internet. Marius Hornberger came up with this design. This is a cam that fits inside this box, and I just laid this over the top. This just for that, but I'm not cutting that part right there. Just this is outside. So anyway, this basically, after this is CNC, this glues on top of that in that position, and just butt joint glued. And then inside here you put your locking dowel and that apparatus, and then you drill a 1/4" hole, and I put the knob on the top of it. But anyway, this device right here fits inside this box right here, and then you have adjustable thickness sides for the reach of the box. So this just rotates down in here, and depending on which size you need, it comes pretty well adjustable to about whatever you need. This is a very similar design as this. This is just the dog that goes in that, and that's I cut it, but I didn't use them because I didn't need them. But anyway, this right here makes this really work real well, and just with the tool pass on it, and it's these are now cut out of 1/4" material, and so I'm cutting through them, doing 2 passes. The insides, I'm cutting on the insides. That's all pretty straightforward. And then this one is cut out on the outside, and it's 1/4". So I made all this out of just 1/4" ply, and this is actually working just fine. I've got a bunch of these that are worked out of 1/4" ply. So in that, and in between the 3 there. So we'll turn on the rest of this. This project's turned in to be pretty good, and that kind of thing. I'm face sanding the Plaques, then I just used this one, just dropped it onto the sanding downdraft table, and then I just face sand it and then flip it over. That makes it good. But then when I'm edge sanding, then I'm using the edge sanding deal. So let's get into the video. All right, bunch of cutoffs from the shed. We got a full length fingerboard that goes all across. Only use that if you're gonna be leaving both sides on both sides, because otherwise it'll give you a kickback kind of situation. Anyway, so I'm cutting that down. I'm ripping that in half, and that brings me over to this station, and these have already been ripped. I've got them fairly close to the middle. I'll run them on the resawed bandsaw, 17" Grizzly. It does a good job of cutting them, and a lot faster than the little guy over here. Anyway, so I'll rough them out and then run them through the planer, or cut them square and then run them through the planer. So let me get that done, and that's will be basically 40 Plaques there. And I've got about a dozen or so in the box over there that have already been routed and plant. I'm ready to go. So this is the first step in getting these to go. And the price is right. They come off those scraps. They would have been in the burn pile. Alrighty. I'll take the handle on this side right here, and this handle on this side right here, and then I feed them through there, feeding that kerf. And so out she's coming, pretty good. I mean, there's always a remnant that's left over some of it, but come out pretty straight. The back side, but of course the planer's gonna clean that up. But the difference on these boards is a 1/4". Some of the boards are a 1/4" thicker than the other ones. And of course, you find that whenever put that, and also found out that the table saw featherboard is exactly backwards than the bandsaw. So, because I'm on the other side of the blade, I guess. So there you go. All right, running through the planer. Hit the lanyard, turn that off, and get the sander out here and get these guys to going. So they're flat, and now I'm just going to run the last finish sanding to 80 grit. All right, got them all. A good face that's sanded at 80 grit, and they're relatively flat. I'm going to joint the edges and then cut them square. Alright, 5x7s, some of the roughest ones there. But I've got them down to about 5/8, and I'll go over them with the orbital, get them down pretty clean. Basically, just lining them up on the square. These were the Rafter tails, of course. Cut that in off, flip them around. You keep the plane edged up against the fence. And we're good. I notice I've got probably a screw or something right in here that is a little bit of a bump. I need to get rid of that thing because it's bugging me. Alright, trying to put whole slots, keyhole slots in the 50 plaques. And I use the cams. So basically I just open them up like that, open them like that, and then just lift it out of there. And there's the slot. I'm mitered, of course, the edges on it, both sides. I use a popsicle stick as a shim so I don't have to fight it going in and out. All these have been picked with a bad face up, and they're preset in the stack like that. And then when I go back in to put it together, I kind of follow the same format each time. And the 3 toggles are grabbing all 4 sides of this, and then I just run the start, and all that is just a keyhole slot. Alright, we're going to hit the start button and listen to the difference in noise here. I'd say the DV noise is at least a third with the motor down. Alright, I downloaded this DFX file off of Marius Hornberger's website. On Facebook, he basically had this on there, and I've watched this several times, and I took some of his cam clamps and I've miniaturized them considerably. This thing was huge. It was like, I don't know, 231 inches on a DX file, so I merged it back down, got it down to a smaller size, and this is still probably too big, but anyway, this is my first cut with it. Anyway, what I like about these is these are the no slipping kind, so they won't slip according to what I've seen on the web. So I'm going to try this out and see how this works. And the young man's got a lot of good ideas, and I like watching his channel, so he's doing a good job. Anyway, my downdraft table I modified these for 15-16 holes, both of them. And then again, this is too big, but I'll modify it and see how she works on my downdraft table. And anyway, so Marius Hornberger, if I pronounce your name wrong, that's sorry about that. Anyway, I call this my napkin holder, and I've got 47 plaques that I'm working on right now, and I'm needing to edge sand these. And I built these 2 guys here. These are locking clamps here. They lock into these dog holes. And this is a design that I came off of one of the European guys, and they got a lot of smart people over there, and they share their ideas, so it was cool. Anyway, I was wanting a cam that I could put out here that would lock this piece in, like right here, and I could just take the cam and pull this thing out and lock it back in with the cam. It'd be a quick deal. So that's what I'm developing. I've got 47 of these plaques. These are for Ranger Derby. It's Pinewood Derby. Boy Scouts have Pinewood Derby, and the Royal Rangers have Ranger Derby. Anyway, these will be lasered. I've got nearly 50 of these plaques that come up with, and of course I generally will machine some of my waste parts down glue them back together, and then throw them in for blanks for plaques. So today these were 2x6s, and all these sheets over here were part of the 2x6. They're Rafter cutoffs from a shed that I built in the back, and they haven't been sanded along the edge. That's the last thing I'll do. But you know, this group right here were all that, and so I resawed them in half. And you know, that was a 2x6, and so I resawed them in half. Table saw, went through that process, and then cut them back down, and then put them on bandsaw and resawed them, planed them, sanded them, squared them, routed them. So anyway, I made all these blanks today, and there's almost 50 of them in here with the oak and the cedar and the mahogany. So whatever scraps I have. So anyway, that will fill that order. And so anyway, so I'm going to pop this thing off and see if I can get that cam to work with my project over here. All right. So this jig here came out of the need for putting sanding in grain, and this needs a little bit of sanding. I think this one's already been touched up. Anyway, what this does is this allows this to be brought home, and then this is pretty much in pretty good shape there. I think I need to move that over one. Let me get it readjusted. All right, so basically these jigs right here, slide that back this way. This is an adjustable jig. Marius Hornberger can move this design, and so that allows me to grab the thing, pull it around, and then give it a crank and tight, and you can see I can pick that up. So makes it easy for sanding the end grain. Pulls that in there, and pull that in tight, and I put the locking part of it in there with that part. But I mean, there you go, folks. That's as easy as it gets. When you're sanding 50 of those plaques, which I'm getting ready to do, and you want them to sand up pretty nice, then you know that is a pretty sweet little deal. But Marius, you know, he set this up to where this piece here doesn't come easily easily slipped out of position with this cam set up, and you know that works out real well. And again, with this being adjustable, you can turn this and rotate this, so this is a really good idea. And you know, this thing will sit there and bump around, and you got a sander running on it. And a lot of just the cam clamps by themselves, they'll work loose and they'll come out. This design doesn't do that. It's designed to you know, be adjustable and then lock down, and no matter of your stock moving back and forth, this doesn't loosen up. So really good design. Really pleased with this, because like I said, I got 47 of them guys that I'm going to be sanding up, and there's some there, and here are some that I've already sanded the end grains on. They just come out, you know, just really pretty. And you know, so it's all by donation, but you know, it's not particle board, it's not MDF, it's real wood, and this is donated to our Royal Rangers for Pinewood Derbies, Ranger Derbies, and beautiful. And of course, you know, some of this stuff is head sanded, you know, right from the 2x4s or 2x6s. It's really rough. If you get in there, you can see some of it, so it hasn't been sanded at all. And you know, it's been jointed and planed and router bits running across it, but still needs some good sanding. So we'll get that done and get her done. I'm going to be lasering these plaques here in just a little while. Got, like I said, 48 of them to laser, and this is all set up. This is a pin nailed down to the top. I'll probably put a screw down in there just to keep it, you know, from getting moved out, and but it's lasering. So anyway, so there you go. It's all coming together. But I call this my little napkin holder. I made these. They're just a 90-degree pin, and again, these basically just, you know, very easily unlock. These have the dowels that are cut on a 45 so that they lock into position. The washers help them keep them up. And this is a sliding deal. This is actually one of the old plaques that I made them from, but you know, it'll fit in any hole in any direction, you know, that you want it to go to. Put it in there, lock it down, and then, you know, you can pick up the whole box with that like that. So pretty sweet. I did my research on that stuff and come up with, you know, with some of my own working stuff to it, and then some of it was just, you know, some good ideas I gleaned from the web. So there we go. Pull that up, bring it over here, press down on it. Of course, the slide is right here, adjustable with the two wing nuts, and it all works out pretty good. So I'm doing this all one-handed. So there that is. And then to get it to open up, bam, these two are sliding back and forth on here. And then, you know, this is these are loose right here, and then of course these are tight here, that point there. So, and then I put shelf liner there in the center, and that you can see this one here, I've got it to where it's not in there right, so I need to push it down. So setup's important. So let me get her set up. That is a good idea. Of course, my downdraft table, so when I'm sanding, all the dust goes in. If you want a little bit less vibration noise, you can put your shelf light on the bottom. If it gets you, but there's it's just glue and box joints, and inside there is another bunch of different parts that are in there, and yeah, works good. So there's my washers that come off this side. Let me get them put back on there. I haven't glued them on yet because I'm still double checking, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to stay on there. Also, if you wanted this to work, this just kind of slid straight up down, you could put you know, one of these other guys here, and I could also put one on this side here as well, so that this just, there's no wiggle in there. It just slides up and down straight, and you know, it works out pretty good. So of course there's nothing in here to hold that against, but anyway, so works good. Put that little guy down in there, hit the pad, put that up, let it slide out, turn it around. That way you're not holding on to this thing and trying to rotate it. Get a lot better sanding, and you know, there we go. This action here is turning straight, and yeah, so reduce some of the fatigue. And what's nice about this is this doesn't come in, it don't have to be no matter how much weight you got pushing against this design keeps this cam from breaking loose. It stays put, and it was just some genius that Marius Hornberger came up with, and it's a good idea, really good idea. So perfect, working good for me.